Well, the vanguards of spring have finally arrived. Welcome back to the Garden Hutch. Today we're going to discuss week 6 of 2022. Let's get going. We started week 6 off of 2022 with bamboo. And as you can see, we'll take a little walk down here. We took out quite a bit of bamboo. And the way we like to do this is because we do use this material for a lot of our trellising. I'll show you some of that we got done earlier. And we use it for that. We use it for the cucumbers. We'll use it to stake up tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, that kind of stuff. But you can see just from this little cross section how far back that bamboo goes. So this is going to be, it's going to take a couple weeks probably to get it all down and burned and all that stuff. But it's February, so we still have plenty of time. Famous last words, I believe, right? But I wanted to show you all that. Another thing I wanted to show you all is the actual size of some of this bamboo. Now, keep in mind, we've taken 12 foot off the top to use in our cucumber trellises, and we'll show that next. But you can see there's still a significant amount left of each of these that we can use for building materials, stakes, that sort of thing. Last year I cut them in half for our tomatoes, and that worked really well, so I'll probably do that again, and we'll show that when the time comes. But this does make a really good building material, and we are really trying to take full advantage of this year and going forward and use as much of our own resources as we possibly can in the garden. So this is sort of an overview of what we got accomplished in the old garden this week. We got the trellis put in for our butternut squash, as you can see. And we have another cattle panel that will go in between the second and third rows, and we will grow our acorn squash on it. And then down here, this is what we used some of the bamboo for this week. We built these little cucumber trellises, and we made them, I don't know, roughly 7 foot tall on the backside. I didn't worry about making them super even in the backside of it. It kind of looks fun in the into the summer whenever the cucumbers are growing and they sort of growing up the tops here. They'll grow up the tops of these, and then you can just take string and tie these together, and it gives it like a really cool look. Also, in the past, our trellising, we've left at about 4.5 foot. So we went not quite double this year on the height, but we're going to see how effective that is in the end. Another thing that we went through and did was we went through and made sure that our compost had settled nice. One of the things that you have to worry about, especially with our chickens, like down here, our chickens will get in there and kind of dust bathe a little bit before we put the plants in the ground. Once the plants get in the ground, they seem to leave everything alone. So the advantage to doing it this way, as you can see, we went through, and only with the leaves there, we kind of know where they've been bathing. So we can go through and just take a rake and kind of settle everything out. You can also see on this back end over here, as we spoke about last week, we leave that 6 inches or so in our raised beds. And again, all that does is prevent the chickens from kicking everything out. If they pile everything up on one side, I can spread it out and we don't necessarily lose any of the compost. But if it was filled all the way to the top and they were to do that, everything's going to end up in the row, and then that compost is lost to your walkways at that point. So we really like the direction that this garden is going. I think it'll look significantly better once we get to see the squash and things growing over the top. So we have this here, between the second and third is a bit more narrow, as you can see. So the actual hoop itself will be a little bit taller. That's why we're growing the acorn squash, pardon me, down on this row, because it has a tendency to be a bit heavier and the vines will droop a little bit more. That way, you're not bonking your noggin whenever you're walking underneath of it in the summertime when you have a lot of fruit on there. Just real quick, this week's vlog, wanted to throw in an update here on our Romanian Red Garlic. We did have the, 3/4 to an inch of ice and snow stuck around for, about a day. It doesn't last long here usually. And it looks like our garlic is still looking good. This is something that we've added this year. We have always cultivated some wild garlic, and we've done that just in, the native soil, which, as anybody who's followed the channel knows, that leaves much to be desired. This is the first year that we've actually built a bed, gone through the process of curing a specific medium to grow the garlic in. So we're excited to see how this goes. Khaleesi, are you still playing with your stick? All right. So another thing we got done was we completed the fence row, the fence around this top garden. As you can see, we left the bottom row exactly like it was. We just put the fencing around it. Again, more than likely, we're going to make a permanent fence around this area at some point. And when we do, we'll probably allow it to encompass the crepe myrtle and then go all the way back up here around the pallet gardens and that sort of stuff, and have it on the inside of the bees. We have been considering maybe enclosing the bees as well, just to keep, there are a lot of small predators that'll try to get your beehive, skunks and that sort of thing, but most of them won't come in our yard. Khaleesi does not like any of those small animals. She chases all of them out. So in this scenario, that's a good thing, of course. I haven't put the gate up just yet. Anybody who watched our videos from last year will know we have a little makeshift gate that we use. We never buy anything new if we don't have to, so a lot of these things, including the materials for the bed, they're all recycled. The only thing that we really paid for out here was the actual compost that we put on top of the mulch in the beds. But we're getting really excited. We went through our garden plan once again. We have the butterfly netting and stuff ready to go for our cabbages. Next week's video will be really exciting because by that point, we should have our miniature greenhouse put up. We're actually using even a smaller greenhouse that we bought last year. We have this idea to put it inside of this other greenhouse just to make for an extra layer in case we do get like a hard freeze. But we were thinking Saturday we start our cabbages. So that means 4 weeks from this Saturday, right there, we will be planting cabbages. We will also probably a week from Saturday be putting our onions in the ground. Into this month, we'll be doing the carrots and beets and such. So it's a really, really exciting time for us right now on the homestead. Look at that sky. As always, I would like to say thank you to all of those that have made it to this point of the video. I also want to take a second and just say thank you to all of our new subscribers. It really means a lot to us. This is something that we want to do. Leslie and I, we've wanted to do a YouTube channel to try to document our experiences. Hopefully you all learn something from it, and in the future as we get better, we can sort of allow you to get better. But it really does mean a lot to us, so I just wanted to take a second and say thank you. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to give it a like. If you have not, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell icon, and YouTube will let you know when we upload new content. And until next time, I hope you folks take care of yourselves. Peace.